Greetings guys, welcome back. This is LL here, continuing my collaboration with stNEAR protocol. Obviously in the past I've done videos about stNEAR and I will be continuing doing so in the future whenever there's going to be new dApps emerging in the stNEAR ecosystem. But today we're going to be touching upon Metapol, which is basically a liquid staking dApp. So normally when we are staking coins like Solana, Cosmos, Luna, Elrond, for example, we're basically locking our tokens for a certain period of time, which varies per blockchain. Sometimes it's 27 days, sometimes it's 14 days, sometimes it's a week or even a longer period of time. In stNEAR, it's actually quite short compared to the rest of the competition, but it still can be harmful when you're trying to basically sell at a certain point. Let's say the coin is crashing or the coin is pumping, and you want to be one of those people who are going to be, moving with the gains or, trying to prevent more losses happening. And that's when these types of liquid staking programs are very convenient because there's no unstaking time with a lockup. So normally when you're going to be basically staking with stNEAR, the unstaking amount is 52 to 65 hours. And obviously the price can change drastically within 5 minutes even. And usually in hour scale you can see drastic differences. So this is kind of like, keeping the benefits of the staking APY while having also that protection of the potential volatility downwards or upwards. So this is kind of like for people who like to do day trading perhaps, or just want to be ready when we are hitting the moon or hitting the lows, and you want to know when you're basically going to be exiting. And that's kind of the benefit here, what Metapol basically offers. Now they do have a farming here. There's also staking in Aurora, and Aurora is obviously the EVM chain of stNEAR. So basically there's the stNEAR mainnet, which is not an EVM, and then there's the Aurora, which is basically the EVM, kind of meant to be a scaling solution for Ethereum, and also kind of like opportunity to bridge your assets into the EVM ecosystem, because there's obviously a lot of things built on top of that. So the first thing we're going to be doing is I'm going to be showing you how basically this is done. Now, there's two different options here for logging stNEAR wallets, which is actually developed by the Metapol team as well, far as I've understood. And then there's the stNEAR web wallet, which we have used in the staking guide video that I did a couple of months back. I'm going to be linking also that traditional staking guide for stNEAR as well, in case you're interested. And we're going to be obviously connecting here. I have my ligerwoods.stNEAR account, clicking next. And we're going to be connecting. And obviously there is this network fee allowance. If you have used any stNEAR dApps in the past, you're very familiar with that. So always have some stNEAR ready there for these types of fees potentially emerging. Now we're going to be connecting, and this will basically take us to the actual main dashboard here and what's going on. So currently the APY is sitting at 13.76%. And this is basically the average price of a stNEAR. And on the main network, it seems to be 11%. This is based on the latest epoch, which is not like the same thing. So usually when we have these type of different liquid opportunities in other chains, the APY is sometimes 40 to 50% lower. So when we are talking about 30.76 versus 11% here, I think this is a very competitive number. The only losses obviously is if there is going to be a form of a hack happening on a dApp. There was just an audit, which I'm going to be linking down below in the description, which brings a lot of uncertainty for Metapol. Also, as far as I know, stNEAR doesn't use Solidity. So finding a hacker for these types of dApps is going to be very unlikely. And I guess certain stake pool operators might issue an airdrop potentially. Metapol obviously has their own token as well, which you will be receiving when you're going to be participating. So I have 37 stNEAR here on my wallet, and Also, this shows how much stNEAR I have currently, which is 24. Obviously, I am using this service even before I was making this video. I usually always do when I make reviews. And I do think, honestly, that this is a good have at least portion of your staked funds. If you hold, let's say, 100 NEAR, I would keep 20% like available there in your wallet. Then I would put the remaining 40% into traditional staking and 40% to Metapool. This would be basically my split. Or that's just a one example, not financial advice, but I'm saying that you can take advantage of all of these situations. And there's no loss, basically. Just participating on Metapool does not exclude you from using traditional staking. You can use both. Now, basically how easily it's done, I'm going to be just putting a few amounts because I already have here some. So I'm going to be putting 2.81 NEAR. There doesn't seem to be any minimum outside for 1 NEAR. That is the absolute minimum that you have to provide in order to stake. This will take you back into the approving the transaction. The fees are very, very low here. You can see the more information about the functionalities and that type of stuff if you're interested. We're going to be approving this. And after the transaction has been approved, it is basically staked. And here we can see stake has succeeded. And now the amount of stNEARs has increased here. And that's how simple this basically is. And here it's showing the stNEAR price compared to normal NEAR. And then there's your stNEAR in NEARs. Okay, so stNEAR is valued a bit higher, obviously, because it's it's accruing that yield from. And then there's the statistics of historic rewards, total NEARs, and liquid unstaking fee. So that's where basically the DApp makes money. So there's 0.3% for unstaking your fees or your assets. And that's where they kind of like they make the money. In order to unstake, pretty simple. You can put out any amount. You don't have to unstake the whole amount. I can just choose, like, let's say I'm gonna be putting 0.82 to make that a nice round number. Then I'm gonna be okay. There's a one minimum stNEAR. Okay, let's put 1.82, and we're gonna be confirming it. And then there's gonna be a bit of a fee. And this is the amount we're going to be, receiving. Remember, stNEAR, not the same as NEAR in price. And we're going to be processing that, and it will basically unstake the sum. And if we would do this normally with our NEAR, as we covered earlier, this would take up to 65 hours. And it can be very, whatever, you're in war, or maybe there's a deadline on a bill. You want to access your funds, and this is something that doesn't really get talked about too much, but the problem of staking is that if you're desiring to be the next financial system, people need to have an emergency fund that they can basically use to pay fines, pay rents, things like that. And your funds being locked is not really ideal if you're going to be living in crypto, if you're thinking about future. Then there is the liquidity. And I've added some liquidity here just to try it out. Basically, you will be getting higher LP benefits and things like that if the liquidity is below 90,000. Right now it's 91,000, and if it goes below this sum here, then the rewards are going to be higher. And this is the amount of stNEAR. So basically how much would be my 2 NEARs, how much they're valued in stNEAR. Then there's the harvesting page. This is very important, obviously, because you want to harvest your rewards. So basically I'm getting an APR here. So this is, I'm never actually collected anything. So I'm going to be, taking these, going to leave an exchange where you can basically trade these tokens if in case you want to sell them or something. And so you basically are getting NEAR rewards, and you're also getting the rewards on these tokens, which is like double the benefit. And also there's the meta recipes, and this is kind of like LP stuff. We're not going to be going into it, but this is something you can look into if you're interested in. LPs, always risky. Don't recommend it normally. And you can also add stNEAR into the web wallet, so you can basically see it there on the balances and everything. And I'm going to be adding Meta as well. And I guess there's going to be a small fee to basically approve that. It's fine. And this is going to be obviously taking a couple of seconds. Okay, there's some type of error, not sure what, but we just can backtrack here. And then there is the delayed on stake. And, you know, yeah, I guess this is a delayed on stake, just means basically you can unstake your money without paying no fee. So if you're like made a lot of money, you don't want to even pay that 0.3%, you can use this. So that's pretty much the rundown of everything. There's a pretty good breakdown of all the things we already talked about on this video and the FAQ. And then there's obviously the Aurora side of things. We can take a very quick look at that. I mean, it's basically the same interface. You log in with your MetaMask, which has to be in the Aurora mainnet. And here you basically stake your wrapped NEAR. And that also has the same APY. But I think the fees are a bit higher on the Aurora mainnet versus what they are on the main NEAR mainnet. So it might be more beneficial to basically do it on the mainnet instead of Aurora. But hey, whatever you like to do, if you like interacting with MetaMask more, you also have that option. But they don't seem to have any LP pools on this side of things. But thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more NEAR videos about their ecosystem in the future, among other blockchain dApps and DeFi. As always, thanks for watching. I will be seeing you guys on the next video. Cheers.